Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens has come to an end, and to send it off, we're going to be playing Rush Duel using cards all throughout the Sevens era. Each week, myself and the TheDrAlex will open 5 packs of each Sevens core set, and add a single card from each pack to our collection. We will then build decks and play a best of 3, with the loser banning 1 card and the winner gaining 7 points. The first player to reach 49 points, or 7 wins, earns the title of Sevens Champion. Welcome to Rush Duel Sevens Draft.
Sure, I'll ban Jinzo, Prima, and Psychic Divergence.
Okay, so we're trying to force me off the Psychics. I don't think realistically I can stay on them now. I've lost my spell trap removal, which was the main reason to run a ton of them in the first place. We've lost the boss monster, meaning that my only boss monster remaining is now Handy Lady, who I don't think Handy Lady's worth building around, you know? That's just my thoughts, feelings, and opinions, but...
Yeah, probably.
Alright, well... Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens Draft. So, last week we managed to beat Alex again, giving us 4 wins in a row. This did unfortunately mean that Alex got another 3 bans from our deck. We lost Jinzo, Prima Gitana, and our spell trap removal for Psychics, Psychic Divergence. This does mean we're probably going to have to pivot off of Psychics. Losing our boss monster and our spell trap removal doesn't give us a lot to work with in the main anymore. We were primarily playing a lot of the Psychics because we had the Psychic Divergence, which we could use to destroy Alex's spell and traps and put them back to the top of his deck. But because we no longer have access to that, we're going to kind of be hard pivoting off of that and going for some of our other strategies. So maybe some of our Thunder stuff, Worms, Dinos, Fire stuff, etc, etc. So we'll be looking for more of those cards, and we will just be avoiding Psychic cards like the Plague this back opening. So without further ado, let's jump on in and see what we can get. So first pack, we have Psychic Divergence. Unfortunately, not very useful for us. Next up, we have Hard Defense Mission. That is a really cool card. We really want a lot of the cards in this pack, including Cross Promotion of the Elite Noodle Ninja. Hard Defense Mission. It's so good. I don't think we can pass it up. It's just removal. Next pack, Dolphin Counter. We're on 1, so we have 1 copy of Dolphin Counter. Alright, we're going to take Dolphin Counter. Next up, Headbutt Cachalot. So this is a Sea Serpent. Since I've got to be that to the graveyard. Yeah, we're taking Headbutt. We're taking Headbutt Cachalot. If for nothing else, it's a Sea Serpent, level 7, 2500 attacker, and that is all things we like to see. So next up is Destined Power Destruction. Oh, we are taking the Rush Rare Constructor Wyrm Bill Dragon. This is really, really good. We are really excited to have this card. Hopefully, we can pull some more Worms and be off to the races with Worms, especially since Alex is also on the field spell. He'll buff our Worms as well. Is that the other Rush Rare of the set? Steel Mechlord Mirror Innovator. I mean, we have the machine stuff. There's no way we don't take that, right? God, our machines are starting to look quite nasty. We should maybe start focusing a few more machine cards then. Next up, Ice Age Catapult and Jamp Up. Which one's Jamp Up? So send 1 face-up Psychic monster from your field to the graveyard, some 1 level Psychic type monster from your hand. Face up to your field. If the sent card is Candy, gains 1500 attack. That would be cool. On water attributes we have. I think we're going to take Ice Age Catapult. I think it's got to be Ice Age Catapult here. I really like the idea of Jump Up, but again, we want to just get off of the Psychic stuff. So we'll take Ice Age. Next up, Savage Claw Tiger and Big Umi. Savage Claw is cool. Is it good enough? How many do we have? Any Big Umi yet? I don't think we have any Big Umi yet. No, we have 1. We have 1 Big Umi. We also have 1 Savage Claw. Are we going to take this because it's the rare? It might end up being good. We'll have to see how it goes. Next up, we have Beast Summoner immediately rewarded. We'll take the Beast Summoner. That immediately pairs with our Savage Claw. Regular Umi or Beast Summoner. That'll be our 3rd Beast Summoner, I think. We already have 1. We drafted 1 today, so that gives us 2. This would give us 3. We already have 2 copies of Beast Gear Emperor, and we have 2 copies of Savage Claw. So I think we're going to take that, because that now actually means that our pool is quite suited for going down the Beast Warrior strategy, which I think is definitely worth it. Oh, Ecdysis Caliglion. There's no way we're turning that down. That means we now have one as well. That is huge. And that's another Rush Rare. God, our Rush Rare luck this week has been nuts. Okay, so that is so big. So that is 3 Rush Rares that we pulled today. We're very happy with that. Next up. Again, Serpainter is cool. But does it do much for us? This is nice if we get Arctork. This is shuffle 3 monsters go into the deck. 1 face monster field gains side check defense. I think we're going to take the power up. I think just having generic cards are always going to be useful. And the Star Barrier and Star Power Up are really good just for being generic cards that work with anything. And these Thunder Beaters are going to keep coming back every... Hello, Supreme Machine Magnum Overlord. We'll take you. I mean, we're only 1 piece off, right? So with that, we have already the left part. So if in the next pack we have the right part, we are jamming the maximum this week. Come on, come on. We need the right half, the right third. That's a shame. Startup Goblin. Is this one of the good ones or the bad ones? I mean, it's got to be Upstart King Rex, right? We don't even have to really think about that too much. Last pack. You know, sometimes you get packs like this. Emergency Return. We already have 2. I really don't see a point taking any more. I actually think we're going to take the Music Princess's Twin Squall, because we don't really have many Music Princesses yet, but this is actually a reason to start collecting them. So we're going to take that. Yeah, so these are the cards that we have pulled. We have got some interesting cards. We started going for this kind of Fiend strategy up here. As you can see, we pulled basically 5 cards from the Royal Rebel archetype. We then decided to try and get some Sea Serpents. We got the Dolphin counter, we got the double tribute 2500 attack Sea Serpent and Catch-a-Lot, and we got our Sea Dragon Cranadros. We then pulled our Constructor Worm Bill Dragon, which is really, really good for worms. I don't know if we have quite enough for it just yet. We'll have to have a look at what we've got. We grabbed up a few more fish, because although fish are one of the worst archetypes in the game, we do have quite a lot of them. So, I mean, if you pull it, you take it, right? We then got our Mirror Innovator, a big payoff for our machines, which we started collecting over with our Rapport Train. So we'll have to see how that goes. We collected a few more Royal Rebel cards, and then we opened our Ice Age Catapult. Ice Age Catapult is really, really cool for us because it only requires water monsters, which means it will work nicely with our Sea Serpent and our fish strategies. So it will kind of jam at either. We then pulled back-to-back Savage Claw Tiger and Beast Summoner. These cards are really, really good together, and specifically would be going into a Beast Gear strategy. Unfortunately, I don't think we have any copies of Beast Gear World yet, although we have 2 copies of Catapult Kong. So this might take a little bit while longer to actually get going, but if we do manage to pull it off, that would be great. And then obviously we pulled the second copy of Beast Summoner. We already have 1 in our collection, so that now gives us 3. We got 2 copies of Big Umi to go with the one that we already have. That means we now have 3 of that, which again goes into the water strategy. We've got a few more machines over here that we pulled. We got some fire cards. Trailblazing Thunderbolt is a really cool card. It's spell trap destruction for thunder type monsters, which is really good. We got a couple now for Thunder Monster, and then we pulled the Rush Rare Ecdysis Caliglion. This is a card that Alex has been terrorizing with us, and he didn't bring it last week, which was a bit surprising. I don't know if he was trying to metagame us by just not having it in his deck so that we put a lot of anti cards for it in the deck. But we're definitely going to be jamming this, that's for sure. We've got some more Thunder cards, a few more Machine cards, a few more Dinosaur cards, some more Beast Gear cards down here. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get a Beast Gear World, but we did get a Moto Wolf, which I think is our first. We got a really good card in the Star Power-Up, generic Power-Up card. We are really happy to do this. We started collecting some Battalions. And then down here, the only really big card, I suppose, is Supreme Machine Magnum Overlord. That's our second piece of our maximum. Here's hoping we can get all 3 and summon it eventually. And then we got some really powerful Dinosaur cards in the close. So the problem we have at the moment is we don't have enough of them, I don't think. I don't think we have enough Dinosaurs. I don't think we have enough Worms. I don't think we have enough machines. We might have to go for like a thunder strategy. So, Secret Ace Pack Volume 2. This is significantly weaker than Secret Ace Pack Volume 1, whereas that pack had things like Dragius, Yame Ruler, Sevens Road Magician. This set has Dean Keto and Sevens Road Witch, so it's a lot weaker. I don't really think there's anything we're really looking for in here, but let's fire on in and see what we can get. So, first pack, we get Shock Dragon. I think that's probably one of the better cards. If I remember, this weakens monsters. Then top card of deck to the graveyard. Until the end of this turn, all face-up monsters the highest attack in opponent's field lose attack equal to attack of face-up monster with the highest attack on your field. So this is actually not bad. This is a good like anti-maximum card as well, because it's a way to just get rid of them. Probably the best thing we could have got. Let's add that before we forget. Next pack. Esprit the Smashing Superstar. Not very useful for us, and we've just basically pivoted off of Psychics, so it's kind of whatever. And third pack is a second Shock Dragon. Overall, I think that's actually probably the best thing we could have gotten. I still don't necessarily think we're going to be playing Shock Dragon, but considering some of the other cards that are in the set, I'm quite happy with it. So let's fire into deck building. Okay, so this is the deck we have settled on for today's game. Now, you might look at this and think, why have you chosen this strategy? You have some okay Wyrm stuff, you have the dinosaurs are coming along quite nicely. The reason we've gone for this fish / water / sea serpent kind of build is because it's for a few reasons. One, if we do manage to take a few games with our weird hybrid Wyrm dinosaur deck, because obviously then we don't have enough of those cards to actually build a full deck, Alex will then get to ban all of those strategies at once, because he'll get 3 bans again. He can just hit all of our best cards and we just won't have anything. And then the following week we'll be on basically this deck anyway. So the idea is we'll bring the slightly weaker deck now, so that hopefully after this week we can bring the much stronger decks then. Hopefully when we open next week's packs, we will get more support cards for those types of decks, and we can bring stronger versions of those decks where we actually want to try and push to win the series. So this week, I don't think this deck is bad, but I do think this is not the strongest deck we could be bringing. But I think this is a tactical decision, and I do think we could potentially still take the week. So yeah, let's go through this. So this is Fish, Sea Serpent, Water. There are a few interesting cards in here. So the first of which is Oji-san, which is just a level 5 fish with 1600 attack. But we just wanted more normal fish, waters, and that's kind of what we've gone for. Check Royale is in here just because this is a card Alex knows we already have. It's a 1500 beta. There isn't really much more than that. We have Enchanting Mermaid. This is the best level 3 or lower normal fish that we have. Then we have Heat Dartfish, this is the second best we have, and then Jet Barracuda, this is the third best. We're also on Ancient Turtle Protector just because it is a water type monster. We have our new Ecdysis Caliglion. This is a card that we were debating not using, but I think this is generic enough that we can throw it in, and even if we do win, I think Alex would be hesitant to ban this because he has copied it himself. We are on the Illusion Strike Dragon Mirageus. Again, there's no point in trying to hide this from Alex. He already knows we have it, so we might as well jam it. We are on 2 copies of Dragius, same reason. And also, Alex still has 1 copy of this, so I think, again, he'll be less likely to ban it. Headbutt Catchalot. So this is a Sea Serpent, which means it works well as Sea Serpent support cards. And we can send the top card of our deck to the graveyard. 1 face-up monster on your opponent's field loses 500 attack until the end of this turn. Then if you have Umi or Big Umi face-up on your field, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So that 500 damage is probably a bit negligible most of the time, but being able to weaken a monster by 500 is still really, really good. I think this is just a generically good 2500 2-tribute monster. Ancient Arise Dragon. Again, Alex really knows we have this. Attacks for 3000. Decent card. We are then on Ice Age Catapult. So during the turn you normal summon this card, place 1 water attribute monster from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. Again, we're on as many waters as we could possibly stick in the deck. Return 1 spell or trap card from your opponent's field to the hand. Then you can make 1 face-up monster on your opponent's field lose 600 attack and defense at the end of this turn. So this card is actually really, really strong. 2400 attack is really good. On top of that, putting a card back into Alex's hand means he will be drawing fewer cards for the turn, which is always really, really powerful in Rush Duel. And he can also weaken a monster. So he could weaken a Blue Eyes down to be the exact same attack as him. So he can basically trade with 3000 attacks. And he also reduces defense. So if Alex is on a strong defensive strategy, we can use this to weaken it and just attack over it, which we have a lot of cards in the side decks, even still, in case Alex does decide to go onto that defensive strategy. So Ice Age Catapult is just a really strong card. Warfish Shark Megalong. This card lets us send one water attribute monster from your hand to the graveyard. Again, we're on a lot of waters. Then change one defense position monster on the field to face up attack position. So this card isn't bad because we can change a monster from defense to attack. So if Alex is on a defensive strategy or if he is just in a defensive position, we can start forcing his monster to attack and get at his life points. The downside to this card is that it's only 2,300 attack and the cost is a bit heavy at discarding a card. It's fine. I think this card is fine. It serves a purpose and that's why we're on it. I don't expect this card to be doing too much this game, but we'll have to wait and see. Then we are on Hydro Cannon Big Bluefin. This is a interesting card. It has terrible attack at 2,200. But we can send one card from our hand to the graveyard, which again is a little bit steep. We'd rather send the top card of our deck to the graveyard. But up to 2 face-up fish-type monsters on your field with 1,000 attack or less can attack directly. So obviously we ideally get to like our Heat Dartfish. But this allows us to go for a to try and get Alex's life point strategy. If we get Alex down low enough and then he stabilizes, we can then use this to try and push for game. So this might end up being okay. We'll have to wait and see. Sea Dragon Knight. Now this card is really, really strong in constructed play. In our series, I think less so. I don't know how many duplicates of cards Alex is going to be having in his deck that are spell traps. But if nothing else, it's a Sea Serpent, it's water, it's 1,300 attack. It's a really good card. So Sea Dragon Cranados. So this is a 1,000 attack Sea Serpent monster whose effect might as well not exist because we do not have either of the cards to meet his requirement. So next up, we have Anchor Moray. So if we have Umi or Big Umi, we have 3 copies of Big Umi in this deck. Add 1 level 3 or lower fish type normal monster from your graveyard to your hand. So as long as we get one of the fishes into the graveyard, we can use this to use it as a 1-card tribute. So just decent. And this card just keeps showing up. It's like the pack opener really wants us to use it, so we're going to use it. Next up, Censored Duckbill. So again, this is a card that Alex already knows we have, which is why we're playing it. Even though ideally we'd really like this card not to get banned. But it's a water card, and that's basically it. It is a water monster, it's in the deck. Then we have 2 copies of Wash Sprayer, the Clean Skatir. So, you normal summon this card, the turn your opponent has a face-up level 7 or higher monster on their field, shuffle a Bleach Mortar from your graveyard to the deck, then draw a card. So the draw is pretty nice. So if we do manage to get our Bleach Mortar into the graveyard, getting the draw off this card is nice. If not, it's just a water monster, and we just use it for tribute fodder. So Aqua Boost. If you have Umi or Big Umi, again we got 3 Big Umi, 1 face-up fish-type monster on your field gains attack equal to the number of face-up fish-type monsters on your field times 300. So what we can do is use Hydro Cannon Big Magorum, target 2 copies of Heat Dartfish, then afterwards use Aqua Boost to make him even bigger so we can actually get Alex's life points for even more. Now this isn't going to be like a really good strategy, but we might be able to clinch a game with it. So we'll see. If nothing else, we can just use this to make one of our fish big enough to beat over something Alex has got. Crank to 10, just generically good. It's a little bit steep costed at sending a monster from my hand to the graveyard, but an extra 400 attack is really good, and piercing might come in handy. We then on Bleach Mortar. A face-up level 7 or higher monster on your opponent's field loses 500 attack and inflict 500 damage. So we do have this attack directly, and a few of our cards do have this burn effect, so this actually might be relevant. We'll have to wait and see. But reducing a monster attack by 500 is always going to be really strong. Then we are on the Star Power-Up. Shuffle 3 monsters from your graveyard into the deck. Again, really good for not decking out. 1 face-up monster on your field gains 500 attack in defense until the end of the turn. Again, just this is generic. This works on anything. It doesn't have to be a specific attribute or type. Just a really strong card in this kind of format. So I'm quite happy to have this. Then we're on the 3 copies of Big Umi. So we can only activate if we have 3 face-up water attribute monsters. Hopefully that should be happening quite a lot. But this might end up biting us in the butt. We'll have to wait and see. But while this card is face-up in the field, face-up non-water attribute monsters on the field lose 300 attack and defense. So we are playing quite a few non-water monsters. But if Alex isn't on water monsters, then he will be suffering the same penalty. So even though ours go down to 2,200, Alex's will also be 2,200 if he's on 2,500 attackers. So I don't see a reason to take these cards out unless Alex suddenly comes in with a water deck, and then I'm probably in a bit of trouble. Music Princess's solo performance. We've had this since week 1. Just being able to protect a monster is just a really strong card. So Dolphin Counter. This is a really, really strong trap card. So when your opponent's monster declares an attack targeting your face-up fish or sea serpent type monster, obviously a lot of our cards are fish and sea serpents, shuffle 1 Umi or Big Umi from your graveyard into the deck. Destroy 1 face-up monster on your opponent's field with the highest attack, draw 1 card and show it, then if that card is Umi or Big Umi, inflict 500 damage. So again, destroying Alex's biggest monster is really, really strong, and this little burn effect might come in handy. We'll have to wait and see. We are on our 1 copy of Hard Defense mission. We pulled this. This is a really, really strong card, and we're really hoping that this card can put in a lot of work. This might actually be a ban target for Alex if we do win this week, because this is just generically really, really strong. And then the Star Barrier. Again, really, really strong. We had this last week. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, shuffle 1 monster and give it into the deck. The attacking monster loses 400. Just generic battle trick. Really, really strong. Our side deck, there's not really much to talk about here, really. There's just the same anti-defense cards that we've had for the whole time. We have the Wicked Shadow Dark Lurker if we need the burner, if Alex is on a spell trap oriented deck. We have the extra dragons to bring in if we want to go all in on the Miragius. We have the Ancient Barrier in case Alex is on a lot of trap destruction. We're on the mountains that are almost definitely not going to come in, but they were in our side deck last week, so why not? And we are on the emergency returns, which again just don't really suit this deck. But again, we don't want we're not on 15 cards in the side deck because we don't really want to just show Alex other good stuff that we have, and I don't think anything's going to be particularly relevant. So this is the deck we're bringing. Hopefully we can win and go up to 5 weeks in a row. That would be insane, especially if we did it with this fish deck. But I'm not feeling confident, but I'm not feeling terrible. So let's jump in and let's see if we can win. So, I'm going to ask the question again. How are you feeling about your draft this week?
Pretty good.
You think you got some decent cards? Because I know in the last... I remember one week you said that you weren't particularly happy with what you got, but then you ended up pulling like some really good stuff. And then another week you felt okay about it, and then I didn't really see anything interesting and new. So I think sometimes it's really hard to tell, right?
Yeah.
But you last week banned a lot of my strong psychic cards. So little spoiler for you.
Yeah.
I am not on a psychic deck this week, which you probably don't find too surprising.
Oh yeah, totally.
But let's fire on in and see what we're both working with. Oh, I want to beat your rock, paper, scissors. I need to do this. This one. Ooh.
Ooh.
This one. Ooh. This one. Ah.
My games. Okay. Well, we'll activate this.
Okay. Okay.
And well,
Ooh. Is there a tribute in my future? No. Okay, so just 2 attack mode monsters. It's not a bad board you've got. 1500's pretty decent. I think I only really have 1 play to make. So I'm going to normal summon Sea Dragon Cranadros.
ooh, Sea Dragon.
And then I'm also going to summon my Ankamore.
It's a water. Nice.
Tribute 2 for my water monster, Dragius the
Oh,
Striking
never mind.
Dragon. Or Water Strike Dragon, Dragius even. I'm still using the old names from the art. We'll set a card, activate Dragius's effect, and go to battle. We will attempt to attack over your Sports Dragon Slugger. Then we will attack over your Constructor Soldier Drillzard. And pass.
Okay.
I was all set up to do some really cool water plays, and then we drew Dragius off the top, and you don't say no to Dragius when he shows up, you know. Ooh, that seems unfortunate for you. Alright, well, I'm going to normal summon Wash Sprayer the Cleanskatir. Ooh.
I will activate Acidic Trapezoid.
I keep forgetting you have this card, so I'm just never playing around it. That's fine. I'll normal summon out Heat Dartfish. Set 2 back row, and I'm going to activate the effective Dragias, because I just want an extra card in the graveyard. I'll go to battle phase. We'll swing in with Dartfish. Swing in with Dragias. And it's your turn. Let's see if you can unbrick.
I can a little. Activate Spectral Shangri-La.
Okay.
Structor Fairy.
Ooh. I was going to say using his effect. might be a bit-
Wyrm Dracrush.
Okay. Fortunately, you've lost his attack boost.
Your Primal Howling that.
Okay.
Go to battle.
Well, I hope the back row's good, because I have lethal on board. I'll normal summon Anchor Moray. Normal summon Turtle Protector. We'll tribute 2 to summon out Shark Megalon. Set a back row. Activate Dragius's effect. What is the most annoying thing you could have? Because Constructor Return I don't think deals with this. I just attack it twice with Dragius and then hit you direct with Warfish. Alright, I'm going to activate Crank to 10. Discard to boost the attack of my Dragius. Then I think I'm just going to go to battle. We will attack with Dragius. So this just lets you bring it back, right? Let me just attack it again.
Unfortunately, remember to use Dragius's effect. So.
Oh yeah, Dragius is crazy, man. Like, it's so strong. Like this was like the first Rush Duel card that came out in the game. Like, he was literally in the first 2 decks, and he is still fantastic to this day, like in competitive play. So it's like, card's busted.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Okay, let's go first. Yeah, this is better.
Okay, okay.
Let's see.
Ooh. Those are Gracosaurus. Ooh, big roller. Ooh, okay. So this empties the hand, and you get to use the effect of Super King Rex to bring back Gracosaurus. You did lose your Bill Dragon, but you have a big-ass board.
Again. Twice now.
Listen, Bill Dragon just doesn't want to come out, okay? He's happy in the graveyard. He likes it in there. Also, there's that card, Gantry Dragon, which lets you bring Bill Dragon back, so if you've got that in your deck, you know.
I think I have that one.
My hand is a little bit wonky. So I'm going to set, and set. Set a back row, and pass it to you.
Okay. Let's see. We will. Girl Lizard.
Another big
Big
roller.
roller.
Don't do
Primal
that.
Howling your back row.
Jerk.
That. Go to battle.
Got my Ancient Turtle Protector, my Cranadros, and Duckbill. Okay. Okay, we have stuff. We have stuff to do. We have stuff and things. So, I will normal summon Sea Dragon Knight.
Ooh.
Activate his effect. I can shuffle 2 cards back into the deck. Take a peek at this. So this is Constructor Return. So that'll just bring a card back. Then I'm going to summon out my Sensor Duckbill. Tribute both to summon out Multi-Strike Dragon Dragius, activating his effect. I'll then activate Crank to 10 to make it big enough to get over your big dinosaur. Then we're going to attack into your big dinosaur. So I just don't want you to be able to trade with me easily. And then I guess we'll get you to use your Constructor Return. Assuming you want to. Oh wait, no, can you not?
7 or higher.
Ah, even better then. I will pass the turn. Well, all I have is a Dragius, so if you can out him, I'm back to square one.
Yeah.
God, Dragius is just being so impactful for me this game, isn't it? This day.
The defense. Set.
Okay. Big emptying of the hand. Alright, I guess we're going to normal summon out Enchanting Mermaid, and because you've got a 500 defense, I'm also going to summon out Duckbill. We'll set 2 cards, activate Dragius, go to battle. We'll start by getting rid of the Gracosaurus. Then we're going to attack over this. Then we're not going to be greedy. We're going to attack over this with Dragius just in case. And then we'll swing with Mermaid. And that'll be it for us.
Okay. Shangri-La.
Okay.
Oh, he's not Wyrm, he's a trick. God damn it. Let's see.
Worms and dragons are, you know, they're cousins. Should work really, shouldn't it? Although I don't think dragon need any more support.
No, definitely not. Guess might as well just use this now. Empty the hand some more.
Yeah.
For
Definitely think emptying your hand is the name of the game here.
Apple. Get rid of the Duckbill.
Duckbill. We have cards. Do we do anything with these that is relevant? I will normal summon my Clean Skatir. Then I will Tribute 2 to summon Ancient Arise. Normal summon my Heat Dartfish. Activate the effect of Ancient Arise. Activate the effect of Dragius. Go to battle. Attack. And then I believe this is game unless you've got anything.
No.
Oh. No, that was unfortunately, Dragius is just too damn strong, apparently. Do you want to go into a game 3?
Yeah, might as well. Okay. Oh. Set.
Oh, empty the whole hand. It's pretty good. We will set, tribute both to summon out Ancient Arise. Activate Ancient Arise. Set 2, go to battle and just attack the middle one. And then we'll pass. Slugger's probably the worst one for me to hit because it actually could do something in the graveyard.
Alright, I'll flip this.
Okay.
Activate Primal Howl and get rid of this.
Okay.
Wait, Shang.
Now the question becomes, do you have a level 7 or higher in your hand to use?
Iclon. There's 2 Super King Rex.
Okay. You have a... No dinosaur, no normals either.
And might as well swap out Shangri-La for Bliss.
Yeah, more attack and gets another card out of your hand. Definitely the play. Well, goodbye Ancient Arise. Goodbye 1500 life points. I've got a move, and it's not even a bad move. It's just it's a little bit wonky. I'm gonna set this. I'm gonna set and set.
I wonder if that's Big Umi.
No. Tribute 2. Summon Battle Shark Samagalon. I do miss his old name of Warfish Shark Megalon. I think it sounds way better. But so in order to use this effect, I have to send a water action monster from my hand to the graveyard. And also only changes defense to attack. So both of those aren't very useful. But I do have Bleach Mortar, which can weaken this.
Oh no.
So hope is your back row isn't anything, and we can just get rid of him and then pass back to you.
Hmm.
Oh. Unfortunately, we're not in the depths where I want us to be in the ocean, but, you know, Shark Megalon can still eat a dinosaur, apparently. Okay, double tribute. Ooh.
But can it defeat
Oh, no. I had a
2
plan.
giant worms?
I had a plan, but it doesn't out both of these. Did I make a mistake?
This is what happens when I draw my worms and not my dinosaurs or dragons.
My hand is kind of yikes. All right, I'm going to set this.
Another big Umi.
I'm going to set this. Now, how do I navigate this and not lose? I think I have to play this face up as much as I don't want to.
Okay.
And then pass. Oh, this might be a mistake.
Man, what can I?
What can you?
Oh, I can do.
No, you can't.
Can't use his effect or his effect. Get out. Slugger.
Okay.
Tribute to Stockbuster.
Yeah,
Use Constructable Dragon.
This ain't looking great for Matt. Not gonna lie.
And we go battle.
Alright, I think I have to do this first. Then I can activate Dolphin Counter now that I have a big Umi in the graveyard. Okay, we survived.
No, yeah.
You know when your hand is just not quite what it needs to be. Alright. We'll do what we can. We set, we pass.
Okay. Well, I will activate Sword Foreman. Flip that over.
That's not what I need to happen.
And then...
Indeed.
Yeah. Activate Ancient Barrier.
Yeah. Now my Mirror Force won't work.
Look up Dragon Merchant. Activate Dragon Merchant. Pitcher. Go battle.
Goodbye, my fishy.
Yay!
Oh, yeah, my hand, because you're going to see this in a minute anyway when I show you my deck list. But my hand is Dragius once again. Unfortunately, we just didn't get 2 monsters to tribute summon it. And my new boss monster, Ecdysis Caliglion.
Ooh.
So unfortunately, I drew my Sea Dragon Knight and Aqua Boost spell card, which was not enough to allow me to perform a tribute summon. And I think even if I had got it out, I think all you needed was, I don't know, I feel like it's so easy to get over Ecdysis Caliglion, like just change its defense or weaken it slightly, or yeah, there's just so many ways around it. But yeah, with that, that means you'll be getting 3 more bans. Have you thought about what you maybe want to get rid of, or are you still completely on the fence? Still got to have a look through everything.
I think Ancient Arise.
Yeah, Ancient Arise is pretty damn strong.
I don't have any of them.
Yeah, tax for 3,000. So at the very worst, it trades with Blue Eyes. But yeah, your deck seems to have naturally evolved every week, right? Whereas obviously this week my deck had to hard pivot. So this is the first week that I haven't been on the same type of deck that I've been on every week. Your deck just seems to be samey to what you've played every week, but obviously that's how this is going to go. But I did notice that you seem to be more consistently drawing out your worms. So I assume you've now got a few more copies of them, which is making it just a more consistent deck overall.
Yeah, each week I'm getting more and more worm support because that's what I'm taking from the packs.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to hope that it actually shows up. Like, it really sucks when you get to like the worm set and it's like, oh, here's a load of non-worm cards, and you're like, please. But yeah, GG, man, GG.
GG.